Hello, this is Denise Rutledge with Writing My Own Book. Writing articles is a great way to earn income. It's also a great way to draw attention to a recently published book because if you're writing about it or writing about things that are in the book, it can help promote your book. So even if you're someone who doesn't plan on earning money by writing articles, this video has something for you. Top pay and top readerships are both tied to the same thing: writing something that people want to read. Many article writers do use cheat sheets or templates as a tool, just like artists will use a grid or other artists' work as a tool to help them get ideas and get to the final product a little faster. Well, no matter what you call these guides, there are formulas that help you write for top dollar. Unfortunately, there are also guides which will keep you a slave to low pay and low readership. We want you to avoid that. So here are the top reasons for using a cheat sheet. Cheat sheets give you a structure to follow. That's especially helpful when you're starting out and structure is a new concept. It is difficult because some people are what they call pantsers. They just write for the fun of it and they just get into the writing. But then it's hard for people to follow what they wrote because there's no structure to it. Well, a cheat sheet solves that problem. Cheat sheets can also give you ideas. That's useful no matter where you are in your writing career because everyone hits roadblocks. Everyone runs out of ideas. Everyone has that moment that's called writer's block. That's one reason why I love the templates on Easing Articles blog. They have come up with some really great ideas for how to write interesting articles, and I suggest that you go and check them out. Then there are cheat sheets that will help you write your articles faster. That's one of the things that makes the idea so attractive. Whether you're trying to write more articles for income or to promote your book, writing faster helps you get more done. There's only one problem. It's important to recognize not all cheat sheets or templates produce quality articles. You must choose your article writing cheat sheet carefully if you want to get top dollar for your work or you want to get readers. The wrong cheat sheet can lead to the production of content that sounds like it came out of an article mill. And that's a major problem even if you're writing articles to gather affiliate links, because Google's Panda updates and other algorithm changes over the last 10 years have made it so that keyword stuffed and poorly written articles no longer do well. It's extremely rare to find a poorly written article on Google's first page. You know why that is? Because it's been the mantra of the industry for years that content must be worth repeating. You need speed and quality, so don't be short-sighted. What do I mean by short-sighted? If you have ever thought that quantity is more important than quality, you have been short-sighted. Here's why. It places you in competition with all the low-end writers in the Philippines, India, Singapore, and even Europe. Why are they low-end writers? Because very few of them have the education to write well in English. And even those who do rarely understand our culture in America or in Canada or in Great Britain. It's very unusual. And if you find such a writer in those countries, they're going to be charging you a lot more for their work. It's also short-sighted because it means you will always earn less for your work. That's due to the competition. Finally, it ensures you or your clients will never gain a readership. And gaining a readership is really important because quality guarantees your articles are shared by others. If you have a low quality article output, it just guarantees your articles will almost never be shared with others, and you want people to share your articles. Remember, quality trumps quantity. Always. No exceptions. Never go for quantity if you're going to end up with a low quality article. It's important, if you want to earn more, to focus on higher levels of writing quality. For example, you want to hook readers in the first sentence. You want to have the voice of expertise. If you're writing for a business and they're looking for readers within their field, you want to deliver articles that business owners are willing to pay more for, or you want to have articles that readers can't wait to find out what you're going to say next. If you're going to use a cheat sheet, you want to choose a guide that brings you into better paying article work because it lifts your writing above trite to really valuable information. This is the basis upon which you build value. This is how you get people to read you. So now let's look at an example. I'm going to talk you through this example because I want you to be able to produce high value work. Now, the cheat sheet that this product came from is one that I bought early in my ghostwriting career. I'm not saying this product didn't do a good job of teaching me how to write articles quickly. Actually, it was very good for that. I even think it was one of the best purchases I made early in my career. Unfortunately, it failed on a number of areas. Yes, I learned how to research more effectively so that I could get to the information I needed for my articles much more quickly. I learned tricks that helped me write faster without sacrificing quality. That was great. But when it came to the actual template provided, I had to modify that cheat sheet because it was not going to earn top dollars for me as a writer. So let's look at what I started with. The main paragraph of this cheat sheet says, if you want to learn more about main subject, then you'll want to read this article. Main subject is the topic you plan on covering in the article. Well, that translates into an opening sentence that says, for example, if you want to learn more about writing articles that earn top dollars, then you'll need to read this article, or you'll want to read this article. You know, most of this is totally fluff. It doesn't provide any real value to your reader. If you want to learn more about writing articles, what if I'm selling myself as a writer? Honestly, would you want to hire me if that was my opening sentence? An opening like this is barely acceptable for a do-it-yourself business owner who's writing challenged and trying to save a buck. Hey, it's a great template for him. But opening with such a travesty of an opening for someone who wants to get paid as a writer, that's not going to work. But for you as someone who's trying to promote a book, you also don't want to do this because you don't want any fluff words. You want to be recognized that you're going to be delivering material that grips the reader and keeps them reading. You want them to be interested in your book. And if you open with that type of opening, they're not going to be convinced. So my first rule is eliminate fluff. If you're writing for Americans, those fluff words are absolute irritants that could even cause you to lose traction. Recognize that your readers need to get to the point fast. They want to know they're on the right page and have found what they're looking for. You have seconds to grab that reader's interest. An opening sentence like the one in the example just isn't going to do it. So my rule is never tell a reader about what the article's about. Just get in there and tell it. The first sentence should jump right in there. Reading the first sentence should tell the reader what the main subject of the article is. This is true whether you're writing an article or scripting a video like this one. I have to ask you, when we started, did you know that this video was going to be about article writing cheat sheets? Did I tell you that it was about article writing cheat sheets, or did I jump right in there? What else did you know right from the start? Did you know I was going to focus on how to identify a cheat sheet that helps you earn more for your articles? That was my goal, but I didn't have to lamely tell you about it. I just did it. Now let's look at the original cheat sheet again. There are some good qualities here that I want to emphasize. Once you've introduced your topic, you need to give your reader a reason to be interested in that topic. Don't just assume they have an interest because they searched for a term. The second sentence in this template then points you to a good practice. You want to pick 3 main points. This is a very good strategy, especially if you are targeting an article length that Google seems to like. And that article length is somewhere between 350 to 400 words. However, you don't have to limit yourself to one sentence in order to set up your points. You don't need to do main point 1, 2, and 3 in one sentence. Use 3 separate sentences. This is a good way to help your reader see the reasons why she or he may be interested in the topic without you having to use phrases like, "You'll want to read this article." Almost everyone is tired of this kind of filler. So avoid the temptation to add more words just to get volume. Remember, Google doesn't care about volume, and your readers definitely don't. You want to just keep giving your reader a reason to keep on reading because you're giving them genuine content. So notice this first paragraph and how it closes. After reading this article, you should be able to, and insert a major benefit here. Okay. Using this template would translate into, after reading this article, you should be able to write articles that earn more money. Well, that doesn't actually sound bad, does it? Yet, wouldn't it be more powerful to say, earning more for the articles you write could be as simple as learning an effective writing formula. By doing this, you've taken away that fluffy feeling and you've given it some concrete substance. You've created a benefit, an actual benefit, without pointing out that you're doing so. And people are more responsive to that. They want to feel like they're making the decision instead of you jerking them around and trying to manipulate them. So use templates for their concepts. Rather than memorizing a line that you plug into an anticipated benefit and develop your ability to use the concept, you want to use the concept instead. So, for example, you would be giving your reader an actual viable benefit without adding these extra words that tell them that you're doing that. So I'm following the same concept in writing the content of this video. The benefits are higher quality writing and higher pay for your work as a result. So once you've opened that paragraph, you've written that opening paragraph, you want to vary things a bit. In my cheat sheet, I'd recommend that you use one paragraph to introduce all the main points you'll cover in the article. This is a simple formula where I add additional paragraphs to expand each of the main points individually. I've also found that it can be just as effective to do as I did in this video and just jump into the points in a logical order. Truth is, your topic often determines which works best. If you have a list-oriented topic, then you don't need to waste time summarizing all the points. Your reader will get the information straight from your article. However, if your topic is more general, then summarizing the main points can help the flow of information because it prepares the reader for what is coming. So when you're doing this, just follow one general rule. It applies to everything that you write. When you introduce a point, keep all the sentences that follow focused on the point you've introduced. Everything you write within the paragraph needs to connect with whatever you introduced in that first sentence. When you switch to a new thought, start a new paragraph, and don't make the mistake of forgetting what your overall topic is. Keep your article focused on the topic. Another tip that I would love to throw in here is making each sentence connect to the thought that's just before it, and use linking words such as a result, or because of this, however, yet. Use words that help connect and flow from one thought to the next. But as I said, it is really powerful to keep your paragraphs connected so that each sentence is part of the whole of the paragraph. And then the whole paragraph is always a part of the article. It has this logical connection to it. It's so easy to get off into, just go into a tantrum of all kinds of different things. You go off on a tangent. You don't want to do that. So as I said, stick to one point at a time. Now, once you have covered all of your main points, it's time to draft your concluding paragraph. Actually, for me, this is the hardest part, but these tips have always helped me. Share insights into how the reader can use the information in your article. It's kind of a waste of time to resort to saying something like, this is what you can do with this information. No, what you really want to do is actually give them insights or concrete things that they can do with the information. Or you can draw on something from the opening paragraph that proves you've delivered on what you've promised. So you can point back to the start and use it as a tip for concluding. You could add a new layer of meaning because the information you've shared now has transformed things so that what you opened with now has shifted to where now you have a new conclusion. So add this new layer of meaning in your concluding paragraph. But most importantly, don't just repeat information you've already shared. Your summary can be a brief, include a few points, but you don't want to, just do this repeat thing, which you will see if you looked at the previous slide, you'll see that that was basically what we're doing. You have learned XYZ. That's not what you want to do. You want them to feel like you're empowering them to do something or use it, or you've drawn them into a new conclusion about something so that you've persuaded them to think differently. That is meaningful. A person who walks away from an article they've read where they go, oh, I never thought of that before, feels like it was worth the time that they spent reading. So there are 3 things I want you to remember. Write by concept instead of plugging into replacement words. Cheat sheets are always best if you use them as a concept, not as a specific formula for writing an article. You never want to sound like your work was cranked out by a machine. This is what happens if you just replace a few words, but everything else is basically the same as somebody else started with. There's plenty of word spinning software out there that's already cluttering the internet with garbage. Well, Google doesn't like it, and neither do readers. You don't want your work to sound like it was automated in any way. And finally, never speak to readers as though they're too stupid to figure out what your article's about or what it will do for them. Tell them by actually just write the article. They'll figure it out. And they'll know what it's going to do for them if you've written it well. Remember, writers that know how to deliver quality find themselves securing higher paying writing jobs, and writers who know how to deliver quality also find that they gain a readership. And if you're an author, you want to have readers. Remember that everything you write, whether it's for to promote a fiction book or a nonfiction book, tells readers whether or not you're worth reading. So use your template as a guide. Don't use it as a formula that tells you exactly what to write and just plug things in here and there. It's not very effective. Now, are you curious? Would you like to see my top dollar article writing cheat sheet? You can. All you have to do is join writingmyownbook.com. It's a free resource, and all I ask in exchange is that you join at the free membership level. You don't have to become a paying member. Just enjoy this book and become a member at writingmyownbook.com. Many of the things that I put up on my website are free. They're available, and all I ask is in exchange is an email address. And that is something I will never share. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just a matter of getting you over there to my website and finding some resources that I hope will help you if you want to publish your own book or you want to become a better writer. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.